If this speaks to your heart, hit subscribe and walk with us in His truth. In the quiet darkness of Bethlehem, while the world slept, a divine plan was already unfolding. Joseph rested after a long day, unaware that heaven was about to shake his world. Suddenly, light filled the room. A messenger from God appeared in a dream and spoke words that carried both urgency and promise. Rise. Take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, for Herod is searching for the child to destroy him. Mathew 2:13. Joseph awoke with his heart pounding. He knew the voice. He recognized the presence. It was God, calling him not to comfort, but to obedience, not to the familiar, but to safety in a foreign land. Without hesitation, he rose to act. Because when God speaks, delay can cost destiny. He gently woke Mary. She held the infant Jesus close as Joseph whispered the message. There were no arguments, no panic, no questioning, only trust. Trust that God, who had brought them this far, would not abandon them now. So in the stillness of night, they gathered their few belongings and stepped into the unknown. The road ahead was long, miles of desert, danger, uncertainty, and silence. But through that silence, God was working. Every step they took into the darkness was a step under divine protection. The stars overhead became their guide. The presence of God became their covering. Mary held Jesus close, whispering prayers into the wind. Joseph walked with purpose, strengthened by faith and driven by obedience. The journey wasn't easy. Their feet grew sore, their bodies tired, and the desert wind stung their faces. Yet they pressed on, because God had spoken. Sometimes faith means moving even when the path is uncomfortable. Sometimes obedience means leaving behind what feels safe. But the safest place in the world is always the center of God's will. And finally, after days of travel, they reached Egypt, a foreign land with new faces, new sounds, and new culture. But here, in a place they never expected to be, God kept them. Here, the child would live. Here, prophecy would be fulfilled. Mathew 2:15, out of Egypt I called my son. The escape to Egypt is not just a story of flight. It is a story of faith. A story that reminds us that sometimes God's direction doesn't make sense at first. Sometimes He leads us away from comfort, not because He wants us to suffer, but because He is protecting us, positioning us, and preparing us for what comes next. Like Joseph, you may be facing a season where God is calling you into unfamiliar territory. You may be stepping into change, into uncertainty, or into a place you never planned to go. But hear this. If God is calling you forward, He is also going with you. If He is asking you to move, He is also preparing the miracle ahead. Your obedience today is the doorway to the purpose waiting for you tomorrow. So keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep obeying. Just like the Holy Family, every step you take with God leads you closer to destiny. If this blessed you, please subscribe for more Bible truth.